El Nido and now we checked into a hotel.
Yes, we did.
I'm drunk. Hi. This is me sucking at vlogging again because I'm only updating now and I'm literally in a whole different town. My brother, Terrence, Sam, and I drove to El Nido. And we ran into some problems on the way there because this dumbass forgot to bring her fucking vaccination card and I left it in Lazuli. Oh my god. So basically, I'll show you guys where I am right now. My brother, went to the bank because there's no bank in San Vicente. So I'm literally in the middle of the road alone in a car. So if something happens, I'm going to freak out. But yes, change of scenery. We are in El Nido. And it was like a 2-hour drive from San Vicente to El Nido. And there were like 2 checkpoints. And in the second checkpoint, basically Terrence and Sam had like a little problem with their like stubs. I don't know, Palawan is really weird with the regulations, but we are going to explore El Nido today and I am excited to eat junk food because it's only been a few days and I already miss junk food. I'm so bad at vlogging, guys. Holy shit. I'm so sorry. I promise I'll get better. And I deleted my TikTok app, so now I have space on my phone. Yay. We basically ended up just walking around and Ino was just showing me around El Nido and yeah, it was really cool. El Nido is so Studio Ghibli-ish. It just reminds me of these towns in Oriental fairy tales that are always like in between mountains and the sea and it's just beautiful. El Nido. Sorry. This was right after the pandemic, so El Nido was kind of a ghost town, but it was also really cool to experience it like this, where there's barely any people. It's such a cute little town. Yeah, they have so many cute clothes here. Yes, I'll look here. So we ended up looking at the stores and there's this really cute one called Fish Eye and above it was a boutique hotel called Sanse which we ended up staying in. I ended up finding this really cute top which I of course ended up buying and wearing a lot. So on top of the shop there's a little boutique hotel called Sanse and the owner showed me and my brother around. I really love them because they remind me of these little tiny houses that I've been obsessed with. On our way to get lunch, we stopped by the beach. It was such a beautiful sight, honestly, and I've really never seen anything like it before. So we had lunch at this place called Art Cafe and they had the best beachfront seaside view ever. It was just so relaxing and there was like nobody there. It's so big! But I love the lalagyan. It's so good. They also had the best vegetarian lasagna I have ever tried. Can't you just tell by my face? Also, I've decided that food reaction shots are just gonna be a thing now. So thus begins the hunt for the hard drive. So basically our friend Terrence did photos and videos of our resort Lazuli and we needed to dump all the files somewhere. San Vicente is basically an old fishing village and there is no way we would find a hard drive there, so of course we had to look for it in El Nido. I was also very hyped to see a potato corner there. And I was extra hyped to hear that they were playing This Is by BTS in this small ass town. Not Dynamite, not Butter. This Is one of the best BTS B-sides of all time. Sorry. Before heading to the place where we would most likely find a hard drive, we stopped by this coffee roastery where we buy our coffee beans. The owner is my brother's friend, so she kind of just showed us around the place. We finally found a hard drive. After the long, laborious search throughout the island, we finally found the one store that had a hard drive. So this night is really one of the most random nights of my life. Literally. So we finally find Terrence and Sam and we decide to dump our files in this reggae bar called Corridos. And unfortunately, so many things went down in this little bar. But I only have like one video of it.
Nag-update lang siya. Tibo Corridas, first time of soap in El Nido.
You can tag me.
I will.
What kind of vlogger am I? The most eventful thing that happened that night, I have no videos of it. We start like drinking a little while we're we're transferring the files, and I had like a few beers, and yeah, we met the owner of the bar. His name is Miguel, and he's just the coolest person ever. He's really kind, and he also has other bars in Siargao and in Boracay, and we kind of just had like a long conversation since we're also like resort owners in a way. Like we also had just a conversation about like what it's like owning a resort, or like the business, the market, the tourism now, and it was really interesting to hear about his opinions and things like that. And he was so nice throughout the night, and he kept talking to us, and yeah, he was super duper hospitable. And yeah, so we were chilling, we were having drinks, we were drinking some beer, and then this random lady with dreadlocks comes up to us and asks if we want to buy a mini bar with a Bob Marley painting on it. El Nido is a very random place. I'm sorry, I just have to recount these moments to you this way because unfortunately I did not video these things. We met my other brother's friend and Terrence's friend also. I think these two guys, my brother and Terrence, just know everybody on this island for some reason. So their other friend came, and his name is John Rick, and they called him like the influencer of El Nido because apparently he's the type of person who's like, if he's not at a party, then it's not a good one. After that, we started eating in the restaurant right next to Corridos, which had like Turkish food, and it was so good, literally so good. We start eating, and then this is where the El Nido spell kind of gets to us, kind of gets to me for the very first time, because I'm just like, oh my god, I don't want to leave, like I don't want to go home. So we were eating, and we were already like, since we've had like a few beers, like kind of, maybe I was just like a little bit tipsy, and then out of nowhere, like my brother's like, do you want to stay? Because it was getting really late. Like we were already eating dinner, the sun was down, it was just straight up dark, and the drive back to San Vicente is like 4 hours long. It's like very decrepit roads, very like foresty roads with no street lights, so you can't really drive back there when the sun is down. And my brother was like, oh my god, we didn't go home because of that. My brother, remember that place, the Sanse place that I talked about, where there's a shop under it and we like explored and the owner showed us around? He called them and asked them if we could book a room for a night, and they said, yeah, sure, no problem, like because he's friends with them and stuff. And I was just like, oh my god, I guess we're staying in El Nido for one night, even if we plan to just go on a day trip and go back home. But the issue was like, I had to call my dad and ask if it was okay, because he was back at a resort in the Zuli. And I was telling him like, oh, we really can't go home technically because it's already dark and whatever. My dad was like, okay, sure. My brother and I were like, yeah, we can stay. And then like there were these people now with Corridos, like the what do you call this? The reggae bar was like filling up. And then the people inside were like, hey, like there's gonna be like a thing later. I felt like a main character in a movie, to be honest. I was living like a Mamma Mia dream for me, like just meeting strangers on the beach and just drinking with them. I mean, be safe, people. But like I was safe. I was with my brother, and everyone was kind of like, oh, you should just stay. Like before we decided to just stay, everyone was like, oh, what do you mean? This is your first time in El Nido and you're gonna go home already? Like you're just doing a day trip? You know that scene in Almost Famous where Penny Lane and Russell were like, come to Cleveland, and What's his name? The main character really wanted to go home. It was like that, but I didn't want to go home. I wanted to stay as well. It was kind of like, oh my god, alright, we're staying, until I realized, my brother and I kind of realized, like, we don't have clothes because we didn't really pack clothes to stay for the night. So we were supposed to go day trip lang to El Nido, and now we checked into a hotel.
Yes, we did.
And then now we are looking for clothes because we did not bring clothes. We were like, okay, let's stop by like an ukay to just like get clothes. We were getting clothes. I actually found like this really cute like bralette, like yellow bralette top thing, and I was like, yeah, this works. It's like a versatile piece. It can be underwear, it can be outerwear, it can be a swimsuit. And I also had to get like shorts just to sleep in. Oh, Mommy! She wants to hear about El Nido. Say hi! We went to our hotel and I was so happy. They were touring us with the rooms and I was like, it's so nice here. It looks like a tiny home. I wish we could stay here. And it ended up coming true, and we actually ended up staying there for the night, and I was so happy. I got the loft part of the room. To this day, I cannot explain why I went through the 5 stages of grief in this clip. So we like freshened up a bit and stuff like that. And then after that, my brother was like, alright, I'm calling some of my El Nido friends to go to the bar, whatever, let's see what happens, let's just drop by. So we dropped by and it was like full. Like the bar was full of people, and like even the outside part was really full. My brother saw some of his friends, he introduced me to like his Spanish friends who like have businesses in El Nido, and I was just like, I am a little girl, I don't know what's going on. I think we started by having like mojitos or something, like cocktails, and then it was just like, oh, that night, everything that occurred after was just, I don't even know how to explain. There was like this group of people who were sitting like outside, like if this is the bar area, there's like an outside area that's literally by the sea, by the beach. And then we were just like talking to people. Like we just started talking to this one girl who was like, oh hey, where are you guys from? And shit like that. And we were like, oh, we have a resort actually in San Vicente, you should come, blah blah blah. And then we started talking to them, and then like suddenly like we started talking to more people. I met this really cool girl. She was talking about like Taylor Swift. And then I remember just talking to her about Taylor Swift. And then we took a shot together. And then she was like, oh my god, how old are you? And then this was this whole thing where in like this group of people, they were like really cool beach people. Like I don't want to sound annoying, I feel so lame right now, but they were all like long hair and tattoos and just like super chill like clothes and stuff like that, really boho chic kind of beach clothes. And I was just like, I am the main character of a movie, you know? No, but like they were all like interrogating me, and they're like, you were born in 2000, oh my god, you're so young. And they were talking about how like basically Gen Z, they were like, Gen Z, you're a TikTok girl. And they were like, do you have a TikTok account? Do you like use TikTok? And I was like, yeah, I had like a Taylor Swift TikTok that kind of went viral. And then they were like, oh my god, show us. That's when we started talking about Taylor Swift. I made friends with this girl who was like, do you know the dance to like Woman by Doja Cat? And I was like, yeah, I memorized it. And we were just like doing it. And I don't know, I mean, I'm technically still an introvert, you know, but the thing is, like, if I'm really in like a good mood and if the vibes are really high, I'm super sociable and I can like talk to people a lot and make friends with random strangers. And I feel like that the vibes were immaculate that night. I remember meeting so many people and forgetting all of their names. There was this French guy who had long hair, and I can't remember his name, but he looked really cool. He had like long hair and like a mustache, and we were just like talking about how like this one other guy kind of looked like Freddie Mercury, and then that guy was like, oh, I was literally Freddie Mercury for Halloween. And apparently like they had like a huge Halloween party the night prior. I just remember we kept taking shots. Like at one point, like that group that we befriended was just like, let's take shots. And I was like, okay. So lots of tequila shots, and at one point I was just like, oh my god, I'm kind of drunk already. I was gonna go upstairs to pee, and I saw Miguel, the owner of the bar, and he was just like, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, I'm okay. And as I was saying that, I was like fumbling with the door. I couldn't find the door handle. It was just a dumb moment. It was so fun. It was such a fun night, and we were like dancing on the beach, and then we met this dog. We met a dog. Oh my god, the way I'm like recounting the moments now, a year later, there was this dog. I can't remember what his name was, but it was like those really cute fluffy white dogs. And he was just like chilling on the beach, and then I was talking to the owner, and they were like, oh yeah, he lives here, he loves the beach, he like swims in the ocean. And I was like, that's so cute. And then we met this guy who was from Korea, and drunken me with one Korean class down. I took one Korean class in college. I was just trying to talk to him in Korean, and he looked so confused but happy. So confused because he probably couldn't understand what I was saying, but happy that I was trying. Like, that is when I was getting fully absorbed by island life. At that point, I was like, God damn, I am not going home. And I was kind of like, I am so happy I took this break to do whatever, to literally fuck around before getting a job. Because when else would I have time to randomly, spontaneously stay one night in El Nido, meet a bunch of people at a reggae bar, drink and dance, and have the time of my life? I don't think I would have had time to do that any other time, so I was really just like living. Here is the aftermath. We went back to our hotel, and my brother and I were already kind of drunk, and then I was just like, oh my god, that was so fun. And I have a bunch of these videos where I am like really drunk and still trying to talk. I don't even know what to say. I'm drunk. I'm gonna regret filming this in the morning, but it was so fun. I'm in my bed. Ready to sleep.
Early the next morning. The next morning. The next morning.
What the fuck happened last night? Did we pay for the drinks?
No,
We paid, right?
you paid.
I paid, right? Okay, nice. I'm just making sure. Oh my god. Y'all. Last night was so fun. I literally, because in the bar, we ended up becoming friends with so many people. And the worst thing is that I can't remember names well, in like, period. Imagine me trying to remember names when I'm like kind of drunk already, kind of amats already. There was this one guy who apparently I asked for his name like 3 times. I am an embarrassment. Oh my god. And I just remember writing on their freedom wall, Stan BTS, J-Hope Supremacy but still be OT7. I wrote Stan BTS, Hobie Supremacy, something like that, but still be OT7. I wrote Stan BTS and then follow me, and I put my Stan Twitter handle. Here's a little fit check I did before leaving. So it consists of the top I bought earlier that day and the same shorts I wore that day and night. So obviously I had a little hangover, not anything too bad, but I badly needed to eat. My brother said we should check out Calia Artesano, which is inside Leo. Leo is the Ayala development in El Nido, and it's also where the airport is. So it had cafes and other artsy cool stuff. Unfortunately, everything was closed. So we went to Kape ni Manang's, which is also inside Leo. And I'm literally not kidding when I say that we had the best hangover breakfast ever. Like, it literally healed me. It rejuvenated me. I just had like hash browns and egg and spam, but bruh, like it was literally everything I needed to survive. They also had this really delicious peach iced tea, which really helps with after drinking dehydration. This is so good. Goodbye, El Nido. It's been absolutely wonderful. Back in Lazuli. Back in the province.